welcome to this, and this will be my pay-per-view review for WWE's Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view, which was tonight. Yesterday, when most of you are seeing this. However, before we get to that, I'm going to talk about something else real quick. Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor 8 was last night. I know a lot of people that watch this video are not Ring of Honor fans because you're turning in to watch a WWE pay-per-view review. Let me just say this. Pay-per-view last night was awesome. I would recommend it to everybody. GoFightLive.tv. I got a link in the description box. It's $15. You can go buy the replay right now. I've been telling everyone because everyone keeps asking when's the replay going to be up. I said Monday. They uploaded the pay-per-view early. It is up right now as we speak. You can go view it. You can view it as many times as you want. You can watch it as whenever you want. You can watch it as long as, and you can keep watching it as long as GoFightLive.tv is up. They keep everything up, and you can watch it as many times as you want after you pay once. It's $15. That is $5 less than what the normal price for an ROH DVD is. If you get the very best sale that Ring of Honor does, it's $5 more than what that would be, and you're not having to wait a month to see it. You can see it right now. This is an awesome show. Unless you've been living under a rock, most of the internet wrestling world has been talking about this show. Go check it out. If you saw it on an illegal stream last night, go click on the link because you probably enjoyed it. You probably thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Go give Ring of Honor some money. Go pay for it just so you can give Ring of Honor some money. This was an awesome pay-per-view. You can go look at my review. I will put that in the description box as well. Just read the comment section of my review last night. So you'll see how awesome people thought this was. It wasn't just me. Go around the internet. A lot of people are talking about the show. A lot of people are talking how great this show was. Literally, go watch this show. This show was one of the best pay-per-views I have seen, and I don't know when. Literally, I don't know when. This wasn't like a Dragon Gate pay-per-view where, it was only like 2 hours long. This was 3 hours and 30 minutes of just awesomeness. So definitely go check that out. There's a link in the description box. Go check it out. Before anyone asks, because people keep asking, how do you pay for this if you don't have a credit card? If you have the ability to go buy a Visa gift card or a Visa American Express, you can go buy those. You can use that just like a credit card. Everything is done through PayPal. You don't even have to have a PayPal account. All you have to do is, as long as you have a credit card, you can just pay through PayPal without even having a PayPal account. So, just so everybody knows, there you go. Now we'll get on to what most of you are here to actually watch. Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view review. I actually thought this was good. Maybe it's because I'm still in a good mood from last night because the pay-per-view last night was so awesome. But also, I think this was just a really good pay-per-view. There wasn't anything really stand-out-ish except one match. But there was a lot of good stuff on here. The things that I think kind of took away from the pay-per-view were, kind of there. But and the pay-per-view had no build. I saw in one message board someone said this was the best pay-per-view that nobody probably saw in WWE history. I don't know about that. But this was pretty good, I would say. I wouldn't say it's great. I wouldn't say go out and necessarily buy it. But there's definitely some good stuff on here. And, if one or two things had been a little bit better, this probably would have been a great pay-per-view. But as it was, I would just say it was just a good, a lot of people probably just think it was okay, I would hope, because I thought this was good. But let's get started. We started off with Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre. This was set up by Vince McMahon. You had the whole storyline between Drew and Drew McIntyre and I can't even think of his name. The SmackDown GM. What is his name? I cannot remember. That sucks. Anyways, Teddy Long. And Teddy Long, that whole kind of feud going on. So that was all led up to this. Teddy Long was at ringside. They had a very long match because there wasn't a lot on this pay-per-view, so they let guys go long. They let this go long, which was good. It told a good story. Probably wasn't great. They gave it main event time, but it definitely wasn't main event level wrestling. One show probably. One match on here probably was. And then you had a pretty good storyline going along with it. The end was kind of screwball-y with Drew, with referee getting taken out. Drew, making Teddy Long come in and be the referee, and Teddy Long not wanting to do the 3 count. Then Matt Hardy showed up, attacked Drew, and then Kofi pinned him. Kind of a screwbally finish, but if you followed the feud, it made sense. It was screwbally, but it was screwbally in a way that, you know, was okay, and it was the first match on the show, so, you know, that helped too. Then we had Eve and Gail Kim, Maryse and Alicia Fox in the first 4-way of the night, the worst 4-way of the night, but it was still, for Diva standards, it was pretty good. It was an okay-ish match. Still wasn't, I wouldn't even say it was okay, it was almost okay. They're still really spotty and just, you know, your Diva crapness, but it was what it was. Then we had a surprise match, Chris Jericho taking on Evan Bourne. This was very, very good. They went for a long time, told a really good story. I could see people thinking this was great. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was very, very good, though. This would be the match I would say if you're an Evan Bourne fan, and or a Chris Jericho fan, I would definitely say this would be kind of the match to watch. Before this match, you had a lot of Chris Jericho was definitely the first guy to come out who was really over. This was a very smartish crowd. You had actually Daniel Bryan chants through the first 2 matches. This was the first match that didn't. Chris Jericho was definitely the more liked guy here, but there was dueling chants, and the fans definitely liked it when Evan Bourne won, so that was kind of cool. Then we had Jack Swagger, Big Show, Rey Mysterio, and CM Punk in the next 4-way. And speaking of Rey Mysterio, I have a question. Someone please answer me this. This will be a little bit of a rant. When did it become cool to boo Rey Mysterio? I'm curious about this, because apparently at Madison Square Garden he got booed hard. There were boos during this. I've noticed that there have been boos during other shows as well. When did this all come about? I'm just asking, because I don't get it. It's not like Ray's bad. It's not like he's bad in the ring. What is it? Is it because he's liked by kids? Is it because kiddies like him? Because he you know, is it that? Because if it's that, screw you. Honestly, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a guy that kids like? And a guy who's good in the ring? I mean, come on. What is up with that? Or has it just become cool to boo him the same way at first it became cool to boo John Cena? I'm just asking, because this is so asinine to me to boo Rey Mysterio. It's stupid, particularly in an environment like this, where I could understand if you were in a smart city and he was in there with CM Punk, and it was more of an even split. But this just made no sense to me. Maybe someone can explain this to me. This I enjoyed a lot, actually. I thought this was a good match. I was really digging this match. I liked the way they used Big Show. I liked the fact that, you know, they're having to throw everything in the kitchen sink at Big Show, and that I really liked that aspect of it. I liked, you know, the fact that the commentators actually did their job, and when Rey Mysterio and Punk were doing double teams on people, they actually said, "Can you believe Rey Mysterio and CM Punk are doing double teams on people?" Of course, Michael Cole got CM Punk and Rey Mysterio confused. They don't wear any sorts of the same gear, and their masks are totally different. So I don't even get that. But that's that. Still, I thought it was a good match. I was really enjoying it until at the end. Kane came out, went after CM Punk. Really didn't understand that. I was like, you couldn't have done this after the match. It was just kind of weird. Then we had The Miz versus R-Truth. This was definitely the worst match on the card. Not very good. It started off really awesome. Miz did a great promo going into it, and R-Truth came out. Looked like the fans were really going to be into it, and then the fans just kind of died. They were definitely more into Miz than R-Truth. It was unfortunate just because of the dynamic of the match. So the fans really weren't into the match, and it just didn't come off really well, and just went on and on and on. Probably about 5 minutes too late. Too long, to be honest. Then we had the Hart Dynasty versus the Usos. This was there, I would say. This was okay. They did a lot of fun stuff. But, again, I asked myself, why are we have the Samoan team that acts kind of like thugs, and this is the reason why you got rid of Crime Time. The fans gave could have given two shits about this match. You could put Crime Time in this match, and the fans would have been probably more into it. I still don't get it. I'll probably never understand it, but there we go. Then we had John Cena, Edge, Sheamus, Randy Orton in the main event. This was good. This was going along pretty good. Of course, everybody kind of knew that the NXT guys at some point were going to get involved. I guess the idea is that they have issues with John Cena. You know, I would think, though they did attack everyone, they showed some guys backstage ahead of time. They attacked them first, kind of taking them out before they took out John Cena and Edge and Sheamus and everyone else. They did this massive beatdown, and Sheamus eventually beat John Cena after the massive beatdown. Then the NXT guys chase Cena. I hope we don't get Barrett and Sheamus. I really don't, because Cena and Barrett would be so much better in my opinion, just as far as the dynamic. And they end the show with just no announcers. The announcers had already been kind of taken out, and so there's no announcers or anything. And they're just showing everyone laid out, and then the fans start chanting yet again, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan, to end the show, which I found hilarious. And probably one of the reasons why I actually liked the show was because the crowd was just kind of fun. Like I said, I'm probably overrating it as far as some people. I really did enjoy the show. I thought the show was good. I wouldn't say great. It's not something I definitely think was worth the money. And so that part of it, I didn't think it was a good show. It was the type of show that, you know, the WWE should be putting on more of, and probably doesn't, to be honest. But anyways, with that, I'm out. As I said, go order the Go Fight Live pay-per-view. Awesome, awesome stuff. I'm not just saying that. It literally, I think anyone that did not order the pay-per-view, anyone that saw it on the stream, hey, go order it too, and give Ring of Honor some, you know, some money if you saw it illegally. So, or if you downloaded it or whatever. But with that, I am out of here, and so later.